and particularly the research proposal for the setting up of a Jinnah Research Center for Nanotechnology with the provision of split PhD scholarship for the faculty development program. We realized that in order to remain competitive and to meet the new challenges, we got to have a bold vision to bring change and consider different options for fundraising, strengthening industrial and international linkages, initiate new programs, and greater interaction with the alumni in addition to the support from government and HEC. Ladies and gentlemen, we have among us a large number of parents. For them, this day brings a sense of satisfaction, joy, and pride. I offer my heartiest congratulations to the proud parents. To the graduating students, I offer my warmest congratulations and wish them all the best in the future. You have worked hard to achieve this milestone. The degree that you get today is not your final destination. Let it be just a starting point to embark upon your journey to excellence. Make acquisition of knowledge a lifelong passion. Only then you can reach the pinnacle of glory as professionals. Use your capabilities for the betterment of your profession, your family, your nation, and the entire mankind. I sincerely hope that you will always keep the GIKI flag high. In words of Dr. Joseph of NSF, we expect today's engineers to possess a wide collection of skills. We want them to be holistic designers, astute makers, trusted inventors, harm avoiders, change agents, master integrators, enterprise enablers, knowledge handlers, and technology stewards. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever we have achieved was due to the untiring efforts of our faculty. I appreciate their services rendered by them and thank them for their commitment and devotion. I also thank the administration and supporting staff for their remarkable contribution in our success. I would also like to express my gratitude to the President Sopres and Executive Committee members for their support and guidance. Honorable Chief Guest, valued parents, ladies and gentlemen, I'm grateful to you for being with us. Your presence has given grace and dignity to the 12th Convocation. I once again thank you very much.
Engineer Shamsul Mulk, Hilale Imtiaz, President, Society for Promotion of Engineering, Sciences and Technology in Pakistan, and President, Board of Governors of the GIKI Institute, is now requested to deliver his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman, Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Engineer Senator Salim Saifullah Khan, and other members of the Board of Governors and Executive Committee of GIKI Institute, Professor Dr. Fazla Khalid and the faculty, distinguished guests, parents of the graduating students and the graduating students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my most pleasant duty and proud privilege to extend a very hearty welcome to all of you to the 12th Convocation. I thank you for your presence in this congregation. I am grateful to you, sir, Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman, our honored chief guest, for sparing time out of your very busy schedule to preside over the convocation. Those of you in Pakistan and abroad who have knowledge and who love knowledge, they have a special place in their hearts for Dr. Ataur Rahman. We in Pakistan are proud that he is a son of Pakistan, and one of the greatest wish that I could have for the students of this institute, that many, many of them would become like what he is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great day for all of us. Let us on this occasion commemorate Ghulam Ishaq Khan, whose vision and wisdom carved out this great seat of learning which bears his name. He conceived the idea, played his role in getting the resources, both human and material, and selected a team of experts to materialize his concept in the shape of Ghulam Ishaq Institute of Engineering Sciences and Technology. Once the institute was established, he guided the nascent institution to achieve the status of a center of excellence. Let us pay our debt of gratitude to him in this august congregation. I am sure that successive generations of grateful students and parents will continue paying homage to him for giving the Pakistani nation the invaluable gift, which is what Ghulam Ishaq Institute of Engineering Sciences and Technology is. I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that we, his successors in the so pressed, will spare no effort to support the Institute in carrying on its quest of excellence. Honorable parents, it is a day for the fulfillment of the dreams that you had for your children. It is a day of which you are proud today and you hopefully will be proud tomorrow. We fully share your feelings of elation and pride and congratulate you on the success of your sons and daughters. May God bless you all. My dear graduating students, we offer you the heartiest felicitations on your success. As we embark upon your professional career, be determined to avoid them. You will face many temptations which will test your integrity and may lead you astray. Develop the moral courage to reject them. Remember that true education is a progressive realization of our ignorance. So try to update your knowledge and use it in the service of the society which has nurtured you. I wish all of you brilliant careers and a brilliant future. My dear students, 21st century is not a continuation of the centuries that preceded it. We have entered a new era. The world has entered a new era. In the 20th century, good was sufficient for someone to make progress, to move upwards. In the 21st century, good is no longer sufficient. One has to be excellent, because it is a highly demanding era. And excellence is not a static target. It is dynamic. You are entering an era where the problems are going to be far more complex and difficult than any faced by your preceding generations. It is my wish and the wish of all of us who are here today that on every occasion you are found equal to the challenge that you shall face in the future. I would like to also say to the faculty and congratulate the faculty, because what we see in the shape of graduating students today, there is, as they say, the sweat and blood of the faculty also in it. And I'm sure that anything that the students achieve in their future careers will, of course, mostly be because of their efforts. But I'm also sure that the faculty with whom they have remained the students, they will also feel proud, and they will also feel that they have a small share of what you achieve in your careers. Ladies and gentlemen, all significant achievements are the result of dedicated teamwork. I must record my appreciation and gratitude to the entire GIK community, the students, the faculty, the administration, and all others who richly contributed toward successful culmination of the academic year. Honorable Chief Guest, I once again thank you for presiding over the 12th Convocation. I'm also grateful to all other guests. Your presence, ladies and gentlemen, transforms this function into a memorable event for all of us. I thank you once again. Pakistan Zindabad.
Before I request and invite the chief guest to address the congregation, I would like to give a brief introduction about him. Professor Ataur Rahman obtained his PhD from Cambridge University in 1968 and was later awarded the degree of Doctor of Science by the Cambridge University. He has over 778 publications in leading international journals in several fields of organic chemistry, including 611 research publications, 15 patents, 93 books, and 59 chapters in books published by major US and European presses. 68 students have completed their PhD degree under his supervision. He is the first scientist from the Muslim world to have won the prestigious UNESCO of Science Prize in 1999 in the 35-year-old history of the prize. The government of Pakistan has conferred 4 civil awards, including Tamgha-e-Imtiaz in 1983, Sitara-e-Imtiaz in 1991, Hilal-e-Imtiaz in 1998, and the highest national civil award, Nishan-e-Imtiaz in 2002. He was elected as Fellow of Royal Society, London in July 2006. He has been conferred an honorary degree of Doctor of Education by Coventry University, UK in November 2007. He is President of Network of Academies of Sciences of Islamic Countries and was elected Honorary Life Fellow of King's College, Cambridge University, UK. He is the Vice President of the Academy of Sciences for the Developing World Council and Foreign Fellow of Korean Academy of Sciences. He has secured numerous other national and international prizes and awards, including the Federal of Asian Chemical Societies Award in 1997, the ECO Prize in 2000, the ISE SCO Prize in 2001, the Islamic Organization Prize by the Government of Kuwait in 1988, the first prize at the 6th Khwarizmi Festival by the President of Iran in 1993, the FPCCI Prize for Technological Innovation in 1985, the Best Scientist of the Year Award of the Government of Pakistan in 1986, the Prime Minister's Gold Medal, and Pakistan's Academy of Sciences in Infaq Foundation Prize in Science in 1995. Professor Ataur Rahman is the Coordinator General of COMSTEC, an OIC ministerial committee comprising the 57 Ministers of Science and Technology from 57 OIC member countries. Professor Ataur Rahman was the Federal Minister for Science and Technology. He was the President of the Pakistan Academy of Sciences, and presently he is the Chairman of the Higher Education Commission with the status of Federal Minister. Now Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman, FRS, Chairman, Higher Education Commission, Pakistan, is requested to address the congregation.
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Engineer Shamsul Mulk Sahib, President of SOPREST, Hilal-e-Imtiaz. Senator Salim Saifullah Sahib, Professor Fazal Khalid Sahib, Pro-Rector Academics. Members of the Board of Governors of SOPREST, distinguished guests, faculty members, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and last but by no means least, my dear students, Assalamu alaikum. A very good morning to all of you. Firstly, let me at the outset congratulate all the students who are getting their degrees this morning, congratulate their parents, congratulate their faculty members, because it is a memorable day for you, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this should be the beginning of a long and illustrious journey to serve this great nation, inshallah. While I was sitting over here and thinking, I recalled the work of 4 Nobel laureates, which I will and the words of 4 Nobel laureates. The first, Professor Jean-Marie Lane at the University of Strasbourg, who was a professor of chemistry and a good friend of mine. He had come to Pakistan some years ago to give some lectures, and I asked him a question: what do we in developing countries do with this, in this fast changing world where each new day brings new discoveries? He said something very interesting. He said 99.99% of world literature is published openly. It is not published secretively, it is openly available in the literature. This should be regarded, and it is all funded from the West. The developing world is not putting any money to have access to this literature. It is all available. However, this should be regarded as a gift from the developed to the developing world. But in order to benefit from this gift, you have to prepare your students, your faculty members, your nation to be able to read and understand and perceive what is being said, to absorb it, and then to sieve it, what is useful for you and what is not, and then to be able to use all these discoveries to your advantage. Very right that we have to prepare ourselves for this purpose. Otherwise, only the West benefits from these discoveries. The second Nobel laureate, the late Professor Arthur Kornberg of Stanford. His son also got recently a Nobel Prize. He's also at Stanford. He said in a lecture that I attended in Trieste in Italy, that there was a time when necessity was supposed to be the mother of invention. Not true anymore. The inventions are coming fast and furious and becoming our daily necessities. So we live in a world where there is an explosive growth of knowledge. And according to certain estimates, the total sum of human knowledge is doubling itself every 8 or 10 years. And let me now turn to 2 other Nobel laureates, Sir Harry Kroto from Sussex and Professor Smalley at Houston in Texas. And this illustrates the serendipity, the accidental nature of discovery. They were looking at how certain compounds called polycyanoacetylenes were made in the stars. And they took graphite and heated it to high temperatures, and lo and behold, they discovered a new form of carbon, which looked like a football. A football has 6 membered rings and 5 membered rings, so it had 60 carbon atoms with no other element, and this became known as buckyballs after Mr. Buckminster, who used to design church domes in England about 100 years ago of a similar design. And this led to the development of new materials. People made half of these balls and trapped pharmaceuticals for making slow-release drug molecules. Others developed these nanotubes, carbon nanotubes, and trapped metal ions in them so that they could pass electricity. And yet others made super lubricants out of these circular carbon molecules. So out from the chemistry of stars came such wonderful applications which can be used for pharmaceuticals or as lubricants and others. So the point that I'm illustrating here, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's a strange world, as engineer Shamsul Mulk Saab rightly said. It's a different era where knowledge is determining progress. And those nations are surging forward who have realized that their real wealth is not the oil or the mineral or golds that lie under their shores, but it is their children. The creativity जो अल्लाह ताला ने तख्लीकी सलाहियतें हम सब में पोशीदा की हुई हैं, unko ujagar karna. To unleash these creative potentials, we have to have a high quality educational system which polishes the young. Pakistan is blessed with some 85 million people below the age of 19. 85 million below the age of 19. 54% of the population of this country is below 19. About 100 million are below 25. This is a huge demographic advantage, but it is both an opportunity and a challenge. The challenge is to educate them, to discover the Ibn Sinas and Al-Birunis and Ibn al-Hathams that surely lie within this large mass of young men and women within you, and then to train them and polish them so that the light of knowledge can shine forth, and to provide them with opportunities and enabling environment within Pakistan so that they do not migrate to apparently greener pastures elsewhere, but contribute to the development of this great country. That is the challenge that we all have before us. And let me also give you the examples of 3 or 4 countries who have shown how to progress. Singapore, population 4 million, only about half the size of Lahore. Exports last year, 360 billion US dollars. Take the entire Islamic world, the 57 Islamic countries, including the so-called Asian tigers, Malaysia and Indonesia, etc. The oil-rich states, Saudi Arab and Kuwait and all the others, including Turkey and Pakistan, put it all in one basket and just minus the oil exports and look at the rest. It does not come to $360 billion. Little Singapore has higher exports. Look at another country, Finland. The sales of Nokia last year were about $36 billion. Just one company in a small country of population of only 4 million had double the exports than the exports of Pakistan. Take a country like South Korea, and we see how rapidly they have progressed. But do you know that what South Korea did to create the political will to progress? South Korea has 3 deputy prime ministers. And who are they? The Minister for Science and Technology is a deputy prime minister. The Minister for Education is a deputy prime minister. And the Minister of Finance is a deputy prime minister. So that they have placed right next to the prime minister both education and science and technology to ensure, and they have made their changes in the constitution to ensure that the right priority is given to education, science and technology. And China, I was there just recently and then about 6 months ago at Tsinghua University. It has about 35,000 students, Tsinghua University in Beijing. They had a graduation ceremony at which I was the chief guest. And you know, there were 1,100 students getting PhD on that single graduation ceremony. 1,100 students from one university in China. The entire output of PhDs from Pakistan is about 600 or 700 at the moment. And here is one university in China which is producing 1,100 PhDs. So that is how far back we have fallen. And that is the road that we have to traverse, the road to knowledge. And that is what we are trying to do at the Higher Education Commission. And indeed, we live in a world where truth is stranger than fiction. For instance, if you look at biotechnology and look at the field of agriculture, in a hall of this size, you can make millions of plants using plant tissue culture technology without using seeds. Night blindness in children is being cured through taking bacterial genes, bacteria which can produce vitamin A, taking their genes and transplanting them into wheat or rice or maize so that children who eat that wheat or rice or maize get vitamin A automatically. And this is curing night blindness in children. And you have seen next to the seaside, many plants growing in saline soils. scientists are discovering what gives them saline resistance, resistance to salinity, taking those genes and transplanting them into rice and wheat so that tomorrow we will be able to grow such edible crops on lands affected by salinity. And if you go to of the human genome of Professor Watson, you would have heard of the famous Watson and Crick, who did the structure of the DNA. This article says that it cost only about $1.1 million and took only 2 months to sequence the entire genome of Professor Watson, the Nobel laureate who first announced the structure of the human DNA along with Professor Crick at Cambridge. There was another human genome sequence before, which was that of Professor Wender. That took $100 million and took several years of hard effort. So from $100 million, we have come to $1 million, and from several years of effort, we have come down to just a couple of months. And now they are designing machines which will be able to sequence your genome for less than $1,000 and within a matter of a week or 10 days, thereby allowing one to identify the weaknesses, the susceptibility to different diseases that we may all have and preempt them, whether it's diabetes or heart trouble, identifying what areas of the genome are responsible for what diseases. And we have all seen in the IT industry what has happened. I was sitting and having dinner with a gentleman in CERN in Geneva. CERN, as you know, this is one of the wonders of nature, I would call it, a 27-kilometer long tunnel, which runs about 100 meters deep, right around Geneva. And they're just going to start its operation later this September again. It was closed down because they wanted a more powerful machine. The Hadron Collider will start functioning, and they accelerate particles to near the speed of light, collide them, and from the fragments that appear, they're trying to understand the building blocks that make matter. And this gentleman, Dr. Lee, Timothy Lee, was the man who discovered the World Wide Web, which is now used worldwide. And he said, I was working on it just to communicate as a matter a mechanism through which scientists at CERN in Geneva could communicate with each other, little knowing that tomorrow it would become such a powerful tool which will be used for all over the world for internet and for communications. So it's a strange world where you find that serendipity, accident, combined with devotion, hard work, the right government policies, all this, once there, lead to fantastic developments. To the students here, I'd like to say that you never had it so good as you have in Pakistan, the opportunities. And I was just, before coming here, I just did a quick comparison with the former University Grants Commission and the Higher Education Commission. In the year 2002, 0 scholarships for going abroad were given by the UGC. This was the year, October 2002, the Higher Education Commission was formed.